Community Development for the City of Jackson, Shane Laporte. Hi, Shane.
Bart,
Good to
happy
see you.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, thank you.
Nice to see you. Do you raise your own turkeys at the Laporte farm?
We only do beef.
Just beef. So are you having beef for Thanksgiving?
We're going to have a turkey.
Oh, of course. Sure. It's so traditional. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you and the Laporte family.
Thank you.
We're seeing a need being met in the community, and that's housing.
Yeah.
And that's something, it seems like you're putting a lot of your energy into the housing. Can we call it a crisis?
You can.
Yeah, housing crisis. It's nationwide, but we've got some solutions happening right before our very eyes. Let's talk about first we've got the Blackstone and the Greenwood.
Yeah.
They're both open now.
Both are up and running. 50 plus units, affordable housing. Affordable meaning the area median income for getting into one of those is 120% AMI or less, and 120% AMI for a single person in Jackson is $70,000 a year.
Well, that's a pretty high threshold, so it's probably a lot more people than they could fit. It's got a waiting list already.
They both do.
Both. And we have a shot of it, the Skycam. What an amazing difference. This section of downtown with 3 apartment buildings all on a block that had been tumbleweeds a few years ago.
Yeah.
There's more developers are interested in Jackson to create more housing similar or market rate.
Right. I think I mentioned this to you before on previous shows, Bart. We've become the model city for making development easy for developers. And so they're attracting to Jackson. We also are very proactive in attracting developers also through cold calling developers to let them know all the great things about Jackson and why it's a good idea to invest in Jackson.
What's I guess the one factor that convinces them that this is the town they should build in?
Hands down, it's the relationship they have with our staff, the customer service. They can go anywhere in the country and make their margin, and they choose Jackson because the customer service of the building and zoning department, the Department of Public Works, the assessing department, and engineering is hands down some of the best they ever deal with. And that's the feedback we get back from the developers.
Well, we're also seeing the building of a lot of single-family homes. We've got the 100 Homes program, and we also have individual developers coming in and just doing it on their own.
Yes, we have about 6 other developers who are just coming in to do what we would call some workforce housing. Others are just straight up market rate. Allen Edwin is doing more of what you see there, that's more of the workforce product, and those are for rent. VMG is doing more home ownership and some rental, both single family and duplexes. What you're seeing here on the screen is the health district and all the developments going on in the health district. And so far to date, we have 23 brand new houses in the health district,
wow,
which was quite amazing considering the small footprint of the health district.
Yeah, the small footprint of some of the lots. I was surprised to see houses going up on land that I didn't think could accommodate a house, but once it's being built, you can see there is room for it.
Yeah, it's eyes deceiving, right? There was a house on those lots, and we took down those houses through blight eradication efforts, and knowing that at some point in the future we would try and draw new development.
These builders, now, they want to sell the house, make their profit. That's their business. Do they want to sell to a homeowner, or do they want to sell to an investor?
It really depends on the builder. Currently, there's one builder who's doing both. A person could buy the product that builder has and offer those for rent, and those are going for rent right now at about $1 a square foot, which isn't too bad considering the rent prices in our community. The same developer offers the same product for purchase. But the one you see in the background there is actually part of an initiative that we had to provide a house to persons with disability. And we ended up with 4 of those through Grant through the state of Michigan, and there will be 2 on the Cooper Street corridor and 2 on the area by First Street in Mason.
Let's talk about some of the other areas that are ripe for development. One is, besides the Health District, the Flatiron District.
Right. Flatiron District and Health District were both areas within our community that were identified in our master plan that were prime for development. It doesn't exactly speak and say, go here. What it does is provide data that shares with our community, and the community shared with us the assets. So we really decided to focus on those 2 areas. The Health District is really, a lot of steam is built there. It's doing very well. One builder expects to put another 10 to 20 houses in that area.
Is that where the old school was, the Griswold School?
No, actually, this is a totally different builder. The same builder that has really produced the most new housing in that area has decided to pick up even more lots
just
in that area.
Here and there, not
Just
all in one spot?
Correct. And now we're starting to focus more attention on the Flatiron District, which is down by First Street in Greenwood, Morel, in that strange intersection, pie-shaped area down there. We have begun getting rid of, through blight eradication efforts, some housing stock that was dilapidated, and we have some builder developers who are going to infill housing down there, and we're also partaking in some other blight eradication measures other than just demolition.
When you put a new house amongst older houses, do you see, and this was, I know, part of your plan, that would bring up the neighborhood? Is that happening?
That is happening. Property values are increasing, which is great for everyone. With Proposal A in Michigan, the value of the property, the sale value, theoretically goes up as new product goes into the market in that area. It does not impact the taxes because of Proposal A. You cannot uncap property taxes because the neighbor built a new house. So people's value goes up, but their taxes don't go up. And it does improve the community as a whole with new housing stock infilled within its stabilized neighborhoods.
Yeah, rising ship, rising tide, whatever that is, it brings everything up.
It does.
And you're making improvements in neighborhoods as well. We're seeing, certain parks with new playgrounds. We've seen some infrastructure like the trails improvements and expansion of trails. I think Elnora Mormon Park,
Yeah.
that's completely redone. And what's this picture
Well,
here?
we had some extra dollars left over through our COVID and ARPA dollars. And we had a project that had been kind of waiting really in the background from an old 5-year master plan for Loomis Park. We decided to pull that master plan out, as you should, and focus on it. And the focus this time around in this phase of the project was the south end of what we call the south end of Loomis Park, because Home Wild cuts through the middle of the park. So the south end, to put in some new sidewalk to make it more walkable, benches, so those people who are walking or just want to enjoy the park and sit on a bench. And also at the top of the sled hill, we thought it would be important to put benches up there. So if someone was taking their kids to the park and they wanted to just sit down and enjoy the park while the kids slide, or maybe just put on their shoes, take the snow out, whatever, there'd be a place there they could sit down and just make it more of an enjoyable experience. And kind of, this is on the fringe of the Health District. We thought, being our great partner that Ford Hospital is with the City of Jackson, that this would be a great place for their employees to be able to go, walk around the park, enjoy it. Walking is healthy, and they could go walk around the park on their break and get more healthy.
A few months ago, the City Council approved some initial plans for development of some buildings, multifamily, that would also include some high-rise. It looked like, 7, 8, 9-story tall housing units in the downtown area. What's the status of that?
Cardinal Capital traded 2 lots with the city for a beautiful 3-acre parcel on Griswold Street, where we're going to put in 19 brand new houses. We, mean the city, is going to offer it for builds there. Cardinal Capital has sent us renditions of what they would like to put in our downtown area. A lot of it is just the time it takes to build a capital stack, which means the financing to do these builds. So Cardinal Capital is still working on those plans. We, however, Bart, have another developer, Commonwealth, out of Wisconsin, who has went full steam into what is called the Pearl. The Pearl would be an anchor building, residential, right at Cooper in Michigan. A 70-unit, 55 and over unit would be there, which would anchor a health district perfectly, and it would be so highly visible at those two intersecting points, and it would complement the great work already going on in that area.
They've been in Jackson before.
You remember, yes.
Yeah.
They were looking at a development on the east end, or excuse me, west end of the downtown. That didn't come to fruition for whatever reason. This current development, the Pearl, has a great application already submitted to the state of Michigan, to MISHDA, for tax credits. And with those tax credits, the housing has to be affordable, meaning 120% AMI or less. And what I envision is, you know, the people who are 55 and over, still working, making within an income range, having a great place to live that's close to downtown, close to the hospital, close to recreation. It's a great opportunity.
A kitty corner from the train station.
Correct.
Where the big Henry Ford billboard is.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
That lot, that barren lot right there. Wouldn't that look awesome right there?
Yeah, that would strengthen the case for the supermarket, which for the MLK CIA district is already planned for, in terms of space, about 2 blocks from that area you're talking about.
And that's, you know, our plans work together. You know, we work with the CIA, Corridor Improvement Authority, we meaning the city, the Community Development Department. And when we look at projects as a whole, we look at how they can complement one another. We understand that a grocer store needs more people to attract a grocer. So we have worked diligently to develop that area around the Cooper Street corridor within close proximity to where a grocery store would be. Those would be customers for that grocery store. And that would entice a grocer to decide to develop there.
Think about all these little towns in northern Michigan, you know, the Beulahs, you know, all these little, population of several hundred, but they have a grocery store. You don't need hundreds of thousands of people, mass, to support a grocery store.
You don't. You don't. When we have proximity, right, we go to places and shop where it's close to us. And I think that a grocery store there would draw a lot of people with an easy mile radius. And I feel that the anticipated location of a grocery store would thrive.
I think you're right. And we've got to ask about the Hayes, because we haven't heard much about that project for a while.
The Hayes project, we understand his history, right? Not everyone knows the ins and outs, but I can tell you the ins and outs of this. The developer is working diligently behind the scenes. A lot is happening. Design work takes a long time. You have to remember this developer picked up where another developer just hadn't been able to finish that project, right? And they had it locked down for quite some time. And now we have a new developer who has to start a lot of that work over. And so it's not like somebody just picking up and gets to use all the work of the previous person and then start today. And this developer has great success just 30 miles south of us in Adrian.
Yeah, so that's Collier, the previous developer, Jeffers. They're not talking, actually, unless there's still some sort of court action between the two. Is that the case?
Well, I don't know about the court action. I can just say that we have a new developer who is very promising. And I've met with that developer on numerous occasions. And I actually was just down Lenawee County a couple weeks ago at an event where they were getting tons of accolades for the work they've done down in Adrian on adaptive reuse type of situations.
And we actually have a shot of the Hayes. Lights are on at night.
There's a lot of support there, Bart, through every government entity that really surrounds housing at the state level, along with quite a few elected officials. That's a big project. And of course, adaptive reuse projects.
So we got like $3 million from the state. Is that still sitting in a bank somewhere? Okay.
All the financial commitments are still sitting in the background.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, we appreciate the updates.
You're
Thanks
welcome,
for coming in
Bart.
today.
Love it. Love the show.
Yeah, a lot going on. It's an exciting time to be here in Jackson, isn't it?
It's a great time with the. There's so much more to come to, Bart. We are really working on partnerships with things like Michigan Department of Corrections for our 100 Homes program to help those corrections officers understand that there's a housing opportunity for them in which they can get $25,000 down payment assistance to get into a new home. So we're working with Noah Nagy, who's on your show quite frequently. We're working on, actually we just had a meeting today to discuss more how we're going to get that message out to those corrections officers.
Awesome. Great to see you. Thanks so much, Shane.
Thank you, Bart.
Shane Laporte, City of Jackson.